viewers.
Ah, fair enough.
But it's fine. We'll still get to where we need to be. It says you're streaming Minecraft.
Dang nabbit! I forgot to change that part. Gosh dang it.
We're fine.
I mean, yes.
Oh,
but
that's
also...
right. I'm still a mod. Let's go.
Yeah, of course you are. What do you mean it's
Just in
still?
case there's a transphobic asshole in the chat.
You know what, fair enough. Let me go to options. Oh, no, you can... Here, audio. Yeah, I have the music on this time, so it's not just silence.
We have 3 viewers already. Jesus
Already?
Hell.
Yikes. Well, like, not yikes. Hi, everyone.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Agony of Moon podcast, a special, semi-controversial episode today.
Yep.
I hope it's not controversial because this is a very important topic, and
it's going to be controversial to some. This is a breaking news episode of the Agony of Moon podcast. I am joined, as I always am, by Moon because this is his channel, by the amazing Necro, and by Plushie.
and by
Plushie is a little average. Sorry to say.
Plushie a basic bitch.
I am not basic.
You're basic in our hearts.
Talking today, Moon is going to engage in Hollow Knight for some more.
Yeah. A little Hollow Knight. Wait. Okay, entertain the chat for a bit. I need to go get water and stuff in case of hydrates.
Okay,
we're gonna do a little bit of an entertainment while Moon goes and gets water before we get to the heavy hitting stuff. So let's start off with some small talk. How have you guys been today?
Has everyone been having a good day, I guess?
I hope everyone's been having a good day, I will admit. Anyways, water time.
Yeah, go get your water.
There's a lot going on, so some people who are, from what's been happening, we have a few controversial topics. Are we going to be talking about the other things that are happening that's outside of the United States as well?
Perhaps we avoid that.
Yes. We can if that's really what we need to do. However, I would prefer to stick to this one because it's less controversial than what you're talking about.
Yeah, no, I'm asking before we head in so I know. Just so I know.
We can. I would prefer to stay away from it, but if we run out of things, then we can.
Because this one may be much of a topic on, oh boy, let's talk about how shit this year has been so far, type thing.
Oh boy.
We lost Betty White before it even started. We were doomed from the start.
Yeah, I watched Golden Girls a lot when I was little. We lived in the country, and that was like you know how like you can get them on like the darn cable channels in the country.
All right, I'm back.
Only a few channels. Betty White was like on Golden Girls.
Right. We may begin with the topic, I suppose.
Yeah. So.
Who's gonna introduce the topic?
So today we found out that Texas just got a little bit worse.
So I'll introduce the topic because it's in my state.
Yeah,
right,
fair enough.
Take it away.
Okay, so we have a very nice person, well, I would not say nice, that has thought, oh, there is child abuse in people who are helping trans people transition. Fuck.
Definitely not me forgetting which save was my stream save. Anyways.
But
Bless you.
I can't talk. You know,
I appreciate you trying to be nice, but I'm going to be entirely honest. Governor Greg Abbott, who is a certified piece of shit at this point, recently introduced an executive order that basically demanded that every adult in the state of Texas essentially investigate children who may or may not be trans or identifying as such and report the parents to Child Protective Services so they can be taken into custody as child abusers. It's a bad idea. It's a bad idea for quite a few reasons, but
one of the reasons is because the way they worded it means that if they give a child like birth control, because some children need birth control because of the period stuff, right? Because
Yeah.
periods are really painful for them, so they get the birth control. It helps for that, right?
Yeah.
They can also be put under child abuse, not even if they're not trans.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a little sucky.
Because
I didn't even hear about that part, but honestly, a lot of places in the South have been like going for that kind of shit.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
And I also have news on what the organization that has pushed this stuff and their goals.
Uh-huh.
I will have to find it while y'all talk, if you do not mind.
I don't mind at
I'll
all.
take I'll take
Ow!
organization run by a church for $500, Alex. Um,
Oh, I hope it. Ugh. Probably is. I hate that.
but I'll provide some info on this now.
Yeah.
Basically, to sum up the entire situation, like I said, an executive order was introduced that basically says that parents can now be convicted of engaging in child abuse if they decide to support a trans child's like transition, and also if the child is found out, they can be taken away from their parents by all of that child protective services. Um, Reading the bill, it's also been deceptively phrased in a way that means literally you could call child protective services on these people if you simply think the child is trans, and it will be a
Oh.
serious investigation.
Gosh, what the heck?
This is essentially what the Karen
I found
protocol. This is essentially what the Karen protocol in California was trying to prevent people from doing with black people, but put to trans people instead.
Oh gosh. Okay.
I
Yikes.
found it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So I'm gonna zoom in so I can read this because I got it on my phone, so I put it on the computer, so it looks.
Yeah, that's
random.
fair. I don't know if
The-
anything's been happening in the chat.
The
Or not, actually.
Hasn't.
Council for National Policy is the umbrella group behind this.
Huh?
Their agenda has been clear for decades, but they receive almost no attention from media. Other groups involved, it showed a thing. The goals of the CNP remain the same as set forth in 1981. Scale back the size of liberal government. I think that's what it says. It's like federal government. Look in the chat. I put it in there.
Hang
I
on.
got you.
I'll need a moment before I can look.
I can read it better than me because it's.
The goals of the CNP remain the same as those set forth in 1981. Scale back the size of the federal government, restructure the United States in a Christian fundamental image,
Oof.
pass censorship laws against popular culture, vote liberals and progressives out of office, bring back prayer into public schools. Oh, fuck off.
Gosh.
Fund private Christian schools with tax money, prevent gays from achieving full civil rights,
what
make
the fuck?
abortion illegal.
What the
The only.
They have already done. They are heading to. They already got the abortion is illegal part in most states, and they are going for the LGBT right now.
Gosh, I
That's
hate
like
them.
that's like everything that's like
And
I-
they just,
Basic human
I
rights is
don't-
essentially the thing that they're trying to censor.
do not have words for how
And this plays into a larger issue because if you talk to conservatives in America, they'll say that they're not pro censorship. They'll say that they're pro free speech. They say that they are freedom of expression, freedom of religion. They support the Constitution and
into-
all of that shit. But the second that those laws are used to apply to anybody other than their group, which is cis white Christian males, it becomes a problem.
yeah.
Oh boy.
It's
cannot
essentially
come up with
freedom
words
for
that.
everybody except for the people who I don't see as fitting.
No, I have a spell.
basically
Why isn't
to
the lever hit?
the people I see human freedom for.
Oh.
And the thing is, it's like, I want to talk about that part, past censorship against popular culture. I mean, one, they can't technically do that.
Yeah.
legislation
You can also look
has
at that
to
link
abide.
that's in that thing to also get more information.
Legislation cannot be introduced that goes against one's freedom of expression.
Yep.
Because that is a constitutional right.
So then
But
wouldn't
the problem is, nothing will be done about this on the federal level because of everything that's going on in the world, other than bullshit that's going on in Texas. And I think he timed it this way. I'm gonna be. This
oh
is gonna be. This is gonna be one of Dalton's conspiracy theories. But if
Oh,
anyone's been paying attention to the news recently, you know recently that Russia has begun trying to invade Ukraine to take it over and like put it as part of Russia again.
Yep.
yikes. What a
And if you know about that,
good
you know
wink
that Joe
timing.
Biden is currently. Buddy, I'm trying to talk here. What?
Sorry. He's making
Are
a
you
lot
gonna
of
say it?
No, he's making a lot of comments on it though. And that I did not like a bit of that at all, actually.
What?
The fact that he's talking about the whole shenanigans going on around right now. Quite a bit, actually.
Well, the thing with Joe Biden is that yes, he is a president of the United States. Yes, he needs to keep track of everything that's going on here, but at the same time, he is also a figure on the world stage and he needs to keep track of what's going on there as well. That said, do I think that we should get involved? Absolutely not.
I
Leave it to the UN.
sure hope not.
But the other thing I'm going to say is that Biden does need to focus on bills like this.
Yeah.
Because this is the shit that we elected him to prevent. Because if Trump were here, this would have been passed as soon as the 2020 election was over. And I can guarantee you that.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I think the governor of Texas timed it this way.
Of course he did.
And this is a conspiracy theory, so grain of salt. But I'm genuinely of the opinion that the way that this was timed is a little too convenient. Because Russia finally does their full-scale attack on the Ukraine, like we know that they've been going to do for a couple of weeks.
yeah.
We just didn't know when, but we knew he was dumb enough to try it.
Aren't
So,
they also going into a darn stock market crash as well because of that?
yes, the war with the Ukraine that Putin's currently trying to do will fuck over the Russian economy immensely. Like he cares. But anyway. But you think about it, and it's like, this kind of timing doesn't happen by accident. Wait until a globally shaking event happens, such as Russia trying to take back the Ukraine, and then pass a bill while the federal government isn't paying attention.
Yeah.
We just have to hope it doesn't get passed.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, this is an executive order, meaning that it's technically passed but also not.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Because Child Protective Services now has the authority to seize parents based on these criteria. It's not law, technically, but
what's gonna
it now
stop
gives them.
We know how
It
that
now
kind of
gives
stuff
the
works
authority to
anyways.
do this. However, if given a good enough lawyer, there is a possibility that somebody could get out of this. Because it isn't a law.
It's not a law yet.
But that said, it's still fucked because, like I said, they waited for this kind of earth-shattering event to happen just so that way they could get in this law undetected.
Oh,
many
it won't go
laws does Texas
undetected
have?
forever.
660. I took September 1st.
It was the thing before. Texas waited until COVID started getting worse before they passed that very restrictive anti-abortion bill.
Yeah.
It seems that the governments of all of these southern states are trying to stick it to quote-unquote the libs so hard that they've basically ended up going in secret, waiting for these big events to happen to where nobody's paying attention.
Yeah.
Nobody who could stop them at very least.
I
And the
hate.
media's not covering it really.
Yeah, I found a total of 4 articles actually covering the thing in depth.
NBC5 covered it. Yes. US
Yeah,
Today covered it.
I pulled up the NBC5 article.
Ouch.
But that's about it. Like, those are the big companies that did it, and those took 20 hours ago and 23 hours ago.
It is messed up to say, but I understand what's about to happen because I know that somebody's gonna probably find these clips and probably like either use it to make a stupid reply video or just say something dumb in like the comments or something. But what I'm gonna say is, if you do not believe in the rights of trans people at any age, you're a deplorable human being, and there is a special place in hell for you, and I will see you there.
Because they're still, mind you, most of these are still kids.
Yeah.
The thing is, the reason why people support this is they're saying, oh, it's just a bill to prevent parents from forcing their kids to be trans. First of all, nobody in Texas is going to force anybody to be trans.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, definitely not in Texas. Of all
I'm
places,
sorry,
it's
but-
not happening there.
If somebody in Texas says that they're trans, you're taking their word.
Yeah, genuinely. They are not gonna lie to you about that.
Because the thing is, coming out as trans in a place like Texas is something that will literally risk your life. Nobody is that dumb. Trans people are still in danger in places like Texas because they still have the trans panic defense. There has been legislation introduced in some places to cancel the trans panic defense, but none of the places that have introduced this legislation have voted, and places where it was already illegal don't really matter because it's already illegal. It's good that it's already illegal, but at the same time, they don't matter because they've already done the right thing. We need everybody else to do the right thing.
Yeah.
And before somebody tries to justify the trans panic defense, if you're looking for excuses to kill somebody, you have more problems than trans people.
Yeah, way more.
Yeah.
And the one
yes.
issue
Most
is
of the
I
time,
have
they
someone
use
to
it as
worry
a
about.
defense for that is that they don't feel comfortable with not knowing a kid's gender.
You can just, like, I'm
You could
fairly
ask.
sure you can ask, yeah. Oh no, I don't know. Might as well,
These are the same people.
ask.
These are the same people who say that we are the ones who sexualize children, but will then put sexual imagery on children's clothing.
Oh yeah, or
Good job
little
on
ladies
their
man
part.
on babies' clothing.
These are the same people. I've seen it happen in real time.
Yep. Oh, you aren't going to get to sleep tonight, boys.
Oh yeah, and Dalton, you said this was an organization, was it, that was doing all this stuff?
The CNP was the one.
What?
The CNP are the ones who basically like have these kinds of policies, and I would reckon the Council for National Policy, I reckon if I did enough digging, I would figure out that Governor Greg Abbott supports them.
Yeah.
Or is at least a part of it.
Yeah, anyways,
But I want to talk about something else.
Yeah?
I want to talk about scale back the size of the federal government and restructure the United States in a Christian fundamental image.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Those are the first 2 points on the CNP goals list. This is their main stuff.
And you can
And I
see
wanna-
that this stuff is coming into effect now. This is what they're doing right now.
Well,
just
the
by-
thing of it is, it isn't scaling back the power of the federal government. What they don't understand is by making more laws, you're making the government bigger.
Yeah.
What they don't understand is all of these censorship laws and all of this stuff can be turned on them in 2 fucking seconds if somebody decides to.
And they don't expect that, so they don't think it's going to happen. And it's going to is the problem.
Because These are the same people who cry about religious freedom when they say, hey, maybe because the schools are a government institution, we shouldn't be promoting one singular religion because that's kind of against the Constitution. But they'll cry freedom of religion. But if you say, okay, what if you let a Muslim student practice their religion freely in school? They would light a fucking fuse.
Honestly,
I realize I shouldn't have said the words light a fuse in such close connotation to Muslim in that sentence, and I apologize. It was a
okay.
bad
It's
choice of words.
a bad
Okay,
choice of
so
wording.
I
However, I
I
totally get what you
actually-
mean.
Fun fact: I have a friend that doesn't that literally is like Jewish in the school, right?
Oh, as do I.
And they make them stand up for the pledge.
Oh, what the
yeah.
heck?
They also and like it's really bad.
The thing
Mind you,
is,
I don't have to stand up for the pledge at all. They do. The teachers don't care if
Oh.
anybody else stands up for the pledge but the Jewish kid.
and that's the
The
thing with all of
actual heck.
these. It's what I was talking about before. Conservatives will not consume a product, or conservatives will not vote for something because it actually betters humanity. Conservatives will vote for something because it means they get their way.
Yeah.
All they are is fascists. But I want to talk about restructure the United States in a Christian fundamentalist image.
Yeah. Let's-
Literally physically impossible unless you burn the Constitution on live television.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why. Because not many people understand the origin of this, and it needs to be said. So, as people living in America, I'm sure that the three of us, maybe not Necro, but the three of us have heard the phrase separation of church and state.
Yeah, for
we have.
sure.
Now, the origins of this phrase, Christian nationalists like people in the CNP will try to say that this phrase does not exist in the Constitution.
They do actually. I was talking to actual people and I was like, isn't there supposed to be a separation of church and state? And they're like, no, that's just a lie somebody told somebody when they were making the Constitution.
No, those were words spoken by Thomas Jefferson his fucking self. The origin story of the separation of church and state, otherwise known as the Establishment Clause, was that a church in Connecticut was scared that the government was going to try to interfere in their church affairs, or that they would have to get direct power in the government in order to keep doing what they want.
Yep.
Now, mind you, this was before churches were as bad as they are. Granted, they were still heavily bigoted, but they didn't have Greg Locke back in 1776.
Oh boy.
Ooh.
So, Thomas Jefferson wrote back to this church and said, no, the government will not get involved in the church, and the church will not get involved in the government. The point of the United States of America was that there was never supposed to be a singular religion established by the state. Why? Because that's exactly what England did, and that's exactly why the colonists moved the fuck out.
That's the whole reason for pilgrims, wasn't it?
That's the colonists, yes.
Yeah.
Because the King of England established a particular religion as the religion of England, the colonists weren't having it, and so they moved.
Yep.
The reason why America exists is because people wanted a separation of church and state. And when the US was finally established, there was no state religion. Why is there no state religion? Because it's the entire point of the country's existence. To have any single type of freedom, you first have to have the freedom to choose what you believe.
I feel like the United States is going backwards in evolving.
Oh, it is, and it's entirely the fault of the South, and I can tell you.
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
I
I
think
have
the
statistics certifying that.
I
Because
think the
every
South
time
devolved
you say
first.
something that's like this is bigoted and this is what they're saying badly, I'm like, My own family says this stuff.
Oh no, big time. Because here's the thing. My brother-in-law complains that the state that he lives in is too liberal. He lives in fucking Virginia.
Oh no.
The thing about it is, do you know why there is a decent population of liberal people in Virginia?
Why?
Because it's connected to DC.
Hmm.
That's probably the reason. Now, I don't have anything to back that up, but that is essentially why I think that there is a good population of liberal people in Virginia, because it's connected to DC, and DC, if they were allowed to vote, which they aren't for some reason,
That doesn't make any sense.
I
it
think it's
doesn't.
because the president's there, maybe?
No, it's because it's this dumb fucking thing where DC is considered a territory, not a state.
Ugh.
It's like Puerto Rico,
Oh.
meaning they're just as affected by anything that the government does as anybody else, but they can't vote.
It's kind of dumb.
It's very dumb.
Really dumb.
But besides the point, back to the Establishment Clause. It states, it might actually be called the Separation Clause. I forget what it's called, but it's a clause. And it was written by Thomas Jefferson in order to
Help the
make
church.
sure it was made to help a church originally, yes, but unintentionally it helped people of other religions down the line. This is why people can safely practice their religions. Hinduism, Buddhism, Taoism, Muslim people, Mormonism, Jehovah's Witnesses, which those are technically offshoots of Christianity, but they're counted as separate because they have separate routines than other like major Christian religions. The reason why we have literally over 100,000 different versions of fucking Christianity
Yeah.
is one, because the religion's unreliable in the first place and it's really fucking stupid and can't keep its own story straight. The other reason is because of freedom of religion. Because you're allowed to believe what you want to believe. And also, that can also mean you can start your own religion. Don't believe something that's in line with an actual religion, you can start your own.
Now
The
this.
Satanic Temple is a great example, because the Satanic Temple is not an organization that is actually a religion, but it is a religion. It's a religion formed by a group of atheists to where they can use the freedom of religion part of the Constitution in order to fight against some of these bigoted laws like the one in Texas.
Yep.
And they have fought against these kinds of laws in Texas before, namely the aforementioned abortion bill.
Oh, I actually am a certified person of the Satanic Temple. Fun fact.
Hey,
Very nice.
no.
I just go with atheist, but if they need more hands on deck, then I'm there, but you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same for me.
But my point is, all of this stuff has started happening because we stopped paying attention.
Yeah.
It's essentially what happens. We stopped paying attention.
Yeah.
We got too focused on things going on in other countries. And let me be clear, this is not to deflect from the situation going on in the Russia and the Ukraine at all. I encourage anybody who is in the Ukraine to evacuate as soon as you can, to get somewhere safe, get your families, get anywhere you can that is away from that until
Just-
it all dies down, or it doesn't. But
Just
either
get
way,
anywhere
get yourself
safe,
safe.
please.
Yeah, please.
And to the protesters in Russia and in Ukraine, I fucking applaud you.
I would be terrified, honestly, for me.
I've seen videos of over 800 people already being arrested for protesting Putin's decision to invade the Ukraine.
Haha. At least some people have a heart. Yikes.
It is very clear what is going on here.
Oh yeah.
Yes, of course it's clear.
A dictator masquerading as a president has decided that he is going to exercise his rule over a smaller nation.
Yeah. Sucks ass.
Now that said, on the subject of Russia and the Ukraine, I said we weren't going to talk about this unless we had to, but we're in it now.
We're in it now,
Yeah.
and honestly, I'm not actually all that upset about it. It's important. I'll let it go. This is an important stream. We're doing it.
I would like to say this. As far as Russia and the Ukraine is concerned on my end, do I think that there is going to be full-scale world war like everybody is saying? No. This is very clearly an act of war. Like, shots have been fired, territory is being seized.
Hi, Swiss. It's alright that you're late. You missed a bit, but it's alright.
Oh, it was this stream.
That's why streams are rewatchable.
Yep.
But as far as Russia and the Ukraine goes, sorry, Swiss, this is a serious stream today.
Yeah, we're having a serious. It's decidedly serious. I came into the group chat and I was like, "Hey, y'all, check this out." Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I showed it to Dalton, like,
I had seen it before Plushie had showed it to me, and
Yeah.
then Moon put it in the group chat, and I was like, "Do we want to talk about this on the podcast?" And they were like,
oh yeah, it's gonna be needed, type thing.
For sure. I am not afraid to stand my ground.
So, as I was saying, do I think it's going to result in war, what Russia has done? Yes. But it will be a war between Russia and the Ukraine.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be full-scale world war like everybody's saying. Now, do I think that any country or any authority other than the United Nations need to intervene? No.
No.
This is strictly a problem that the United Nations needs to handle.
Unless we
This
get
is
to
strictly
that.
what the United Nations was made for. To prevent more world wars. And to prevent shit like this from happening.
Gosh dang it, I fell. Okay. Where am I going now?
Now, Putin did issue a speech where he made a thinly veiled threat that he was going to try to take out anybody who got in his way.
Yeah.
Yikes.
I'm not going to be the person to say to not take him on his word.
Yeah.
NATO and the United Nations are more well equipped than Russia. They need to get the situation under control.
Okay.
That is all I'm going to say on that. United Nations needs to step up and get this under control before something bad
Yeah.
that hasn't already happened.
Before anything worse happens, really.
Putin needs to be tried, he needs to be put in custody, and the government of Russia needs to reconsider a couple of things.
Yeah.
Yeah. As long as, like, either Russia or Ukraine, like, something happens in the conflict and they, like, somehow convince another country to, like, aid them in conflict, then it shouldn't grow.
Yeah.
Because as soon as one side starts doing that, then the other side will also, like, call for allies, and then it'll just grow and grow until it spirals out of control.
Well,
Yeah.
Another
and
war.
everybody on the internet is making jokes and
Yeah.
comments about nuclear war.
Oh
The first thing I have
gosh.
to say about that is unnecessary stress that you are putting on everybody else.
Yeah,
And if you have
yeah.
made jokes or comments like that, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. That is all I'm gonna say. If you have made jokes or comments about any of this situation, shut the fuck up and maybe possibly delete your social media. That's what
Because-
I'm gonna say.
It's causing stress for a lot of people that don't need it right now because this is stressful enough, you know? What's
Can you
happening is
be quiet,
stressful
though?
enough. They don't need
What?
a reminder every single
Thank you.
day about the stress they're handling.
Yeah.
But the other part to that is, Negro, you are indeed correct. Unless one of them goes to another country and says, we need backup, to do this, it shouldn't escalate to the nuclear level, and it shouldn't escalate to the world war level. Because, one, mutually assured destruction. It's kind of an unspoken rule that all of the countries that have nuclear weapons right now kind of all have. Which essentially says, we all understand that if one person fires, everybody else is going to, and that's going to result in the destruction of possibly the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sucks,
But another thing is, that's why I'm saying that the United Nations needs to intervene yesterday.
oh yeah, they need
Because
to intervene a long time ago. They need to intervene before the war started. Honestly, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, they need to intervene now that we know that Russia never intended on doing this in a civil manner. It was never the intention. Putin was going to go in guns blazing from the very beginning, and it is clear that that is what happened. This means that they need to go in and intervene, and the Russian government, aka Putin, because let's be honest, again, dictator masquerading as a president,
Yikes.
he needs to be tried for what is frankly a crime against the Ukraine and possibly a war crime. He needs to be tried for the lives that have been taken. He needs to be tried for trying to conquer another territory. He needs to be tried for the things that he's done, and he needs to actually face consequences. I'm not saying do anything violent,
Yeah.
but if it comes to the point where this man is going to be locked in a cell for the rest of his life, and the world can go back to being peaceful, then that is what it will come to. I do not care if that man never sees the light of day again. The world is more important.
Oh yeah,
The
for
world
sure.
is more important than a selfish war.
That
Yeah.
man can go shove a bottle of Grey Goose up his ass for all I care.
Yeah.
If there are any Russians in the chat offended by this, I apologize.
But do you really? Let's
Not
be
to
honest.
Putin. Let's
Not
be
to
clear.
Putin.
I apologize to the Russians because that's a horrible stereotype. I don't apologize to Putin. Putin can kiss my fucking ass.
Yeah. I don't think you should let him. If he gets too close, he might do something.
Beside the point.
I'm sorry, I had to.
Yes, if anybody needs to know my opinion on the matter, is that the UN or NATO or whoever's in charge of that division needs to intervene yesterday. And they need to do it before anything else happens and anybody else dies. Because we as a world have a habit of intervening when it's a tiny bit too late.
Yeah, get
Oh, yeah.
there now, actually. And do not hesitate, please.
Now, let me be clear. I said NATO or the UN. If Biden tries to pull some shit, I will be just as hard on his ass as I am about Vladimir Putin.
Yeah.
Because the last thing we need is a war with Russia. We elected him specifically so that wouldn't happen.
So we wouldn't have wars.
We
Yeah,
wouldn't have
100%
wars and we wouldn't have human rights violated. Basically what I'm saying is Biden needs to focus on the things happening in the US, and NATO needs to intervene with whatever the hell Russia is doing yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's an issue of human rights going on in the US. There is an issue of governments abusing their power to try to sneak past things of the federal government. There are these issues, and they need to be solved. I am
We've got
never
our own
one
issues. We don't want to deal with an entire war in the middle of all of these issues.
Yeah, hey,
I'm
Necro,
never-
come here.
I'm never going to say that I want the federal government to have 100% power. Because, let's be clear, the only person who I like in the federal government currently is Bernie fucking Sanders.
Valid.
However, I will say that the federal government needs to start doing its goddamn job. And I've said this for quite a while. Things like this are when the federal government needs to intervene and needs to check its fucking subordinates. Because whether governors like it or not, they are subordinate to the president. What the president says goes.
Yeah.
That is the position he is in. That is the system we set up since the beginning. Each state can have its own little government, and it can do what it wants up to a point. But when you are violating the rights of the people who you are governing, then a higher power is going to step in and you will be checked. That is the system that we had put in place.
We need to just entirely vibe check Texas, actually. Ow. Texas
Well,
needs to have its
Texas-
vibes replaced.
We already have vibe checked them and they have failed.
They had failed the vibe check before the vibe check was a thing.
Well, the thing is,
Yeah.
we have this system. America likes to pride itself on this system of checks and balances. We're all taught it in school. But the fact of it is, the checks and balances, they don't do anything unless acted upon.
Yeah.
If you don't check the people who you're supposed to be balancing, a system of checks and balances is pointless.
Yep.
We have people in Texas and Alabama, to a much lesser degree. We have these people in these rural-ass states who are trying to literally violate the rights, constitutional, human, or otherwise, of their citizens, and the federal government is doing nothing to stop them. The thing is, why have a federal government if it cannot protect the people it is supposed to govern?
Yeah.
The federal government needs to get its ass out of everybody else's business, and by that I mean Biden, shut your mouth about Russia, and focus on the things that you need to be focusing on.
Oh, good boy.
Because Texas has been pissing me off for a hot second, but this was the last straw. I apologize that this has become Dalton's political ranting podcast.
No, it's
but that's just-
fine. You have a better understanding of literally all of it than I do. Gosh dang it. I apologize for any background noise, y'all. I can't really do anything about it.
But that said, what do I think that people should do regarding the situations on both ends? As far as Ukraine goes, support is the thing you need to be sending.
Yeah.
If you have a friend who lives in the Ukraine, or you see somebody who lives in the Ukraine who needs help, send what you can. Because these people are going through it. They have gone through a thing that we have the privilege to never have known. We have not lived in a time where a nation has tried to do this to us. The only time that a nation tried to do this to us was in 1776. But we are privileged to live in a place where that doesn't happen. We are privileged to live in a place where we can make fun of our political figures because they posted about liking pineapple on pizza.
Gosh,
Instead of having
right.
to constantly worry about whether or not they're going to try to stage a coup in a different country.
Yeah.
Or take away our rights. Well, that one we do have to worry about.
Well, no, we do always have to worry about politicians trying to take away our rights because essentially that's what the Republican Party has made its job. It's saying we need to scream and rant and rave about our own rights, but these people don't get it. That is its job now. But as far as the situation in Alabama, make noise. In both situations, make noise. Make as much noise as you can. Go talk to your representatives. Go find anybody with an
Prosecuted
ear who will
Alabama.
listen to this situation. Sign petitions. Get anybody who can get involved. Show the government of Texas that this shit is not gonna fly. and show Greg Abbott
Hello.
discount
Well,
Stephen
never mind. Hang on.
discount Stephen Hawking looking ass that he is, that his bullshit isn't gonna fly anymore.
Yeah.
All right, ban that user.
Why?
It was one of those
They
buy
were plugging.
followers. Yeah. Those people that are just like, oh, buy followers. I'm just gonna like instant ban them. Just
In both
because.
situations, support where you can and make noise. But for Ukraine, it's more support people, make noise, and then with Texas, it's make as much noise as you can. Shout it from the literal rooftops, and then support those affected.
Ow. No! Lasers!
If we
that-
don't fix this law that's going to be happening in Texas, we're destroying kids' rights more than we already have.
Kids already don't have all that many rights. We kind of need to preserve the ones they kind of do.
Exactly.
Before it becomes oops, no rights.
We don't want no rights for the children, because if we have no rights for the children, then what are the children gonna do to keep up with themselves? You know?
My thing is, with whether or not children are technically having rights, the way that America sees it, and I don't agree with this, I'm just simply stating how it is. The way that America sees it, children have rights via their parents. And I do not believe that at all. I believe that if you are a human, you deserve the same rights as everybody else.
The only right you shouldn't have is
Because,
to drink because you're a child.
well, drinking isn't a right.
True, it's a privilege.
And that's the thing that a lot of people don't understand.
Yeah.
Is that a lot of the things that we count as rights in America are privilege as any other else. Because in America, you technically are protected by your right to have a basically fully automatic weapon in your home. But in other countries, as I'm sure Necro could possibly back up, that shit kind of doesn't fly because they've realized guns kind of kill people.
Yeah.
Which the United States, I don't think, has
Ow!
realized that fully.
Well, no, because it's always the dumb defense of guns don't kill people, people kill people. And I'm like, yes, but man, wouldn't a lot less people die if guns were not in their hands? It's a funny concept, though.
Yeah.
imagine, you know, being reasonable. Not us.
Imagine being reasonable, not the U.S.
Not
Couldn't be
US.
us.
No. Could never happen.
Okay, what the heck?
But back to the rights of children, and back
Okay,
to
guess I'll die.
all of that nonsense.
You know what?
I go by human rights.
Yeah.
If
Humans
you're a
need
human,
rights.
if you're a human, you got the same rights as every other human. Now, if you do some fuck shit, you're gonna have the consequences of your action.
You're not gonna get away with it.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get darn. Oh, I'm just gonna get parole for doing something.
My thing is, I think that all crimes should be tried basically almost as if, like, talking about crimes against minorities.
Really quick, I'm changing the subject to a small degree. Can we talk about how at one point it was illegal to have a lobster that was a little too short?
What?
I am not kidding. That's a it's a real thing.
Let's have a serious stream and then.
I'm very
Lucky,
sorry.
Hello?
Oh wait, Moon, my bad. Let's have a stream. Let's talk about important topics and then.
It's still the topic of
It's a
law.
refreshing change of pace.
It is a good refreshing change of pace.
It is. Okay.
With that said, as far as it goes, the courts of the
Ow!
United States need to try human rights violations, which includes prosecuting governments for shit like that.
Yeah. Ow! Hacking's. Ah! No, stop!
And
Yeah.
as far as I'm concerned, Governor Abbott needs to lose his position. Okay,
Oh, there's
to
so much
summarize,
happening in Texas, man.
Swift, what I'm talking about currently is that Governor Greg Abbott has basically issued an executive order calling on psychological professionals and basically any living adult in Texas to basically snitch on trans kids, like kids who have gender dysphoria and who identify as a different gender than what they were assigned at birth, to basically snitch on these kids to where they can get taken away by the Child Protective Services and their parents can be arrested for child abuse.
Yeah.
That is what's happening in Texas. And then as far as the Russia Ukraine shit goes, you can search that yourself. That's very complicated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I'm concerned about the kids that are in Texas soon because I do know that there's going to be people that are going to snitch, going to do all of that stuff.
Oh yeah. I know people who may or may not get snitched on. And that already is what a good wink time.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I just don't know what to do because in Texas, kids don't have rights and a lot of times they can't stand up for what they believe in as kids. Actually, most of the time they can't. You know what I mean? So this is just going to make it where it's harder for kids to do stuff. And it's going to put them in orphanages and stuff like that, right? And the foster care system, which is okay, the foster care system in Texas really, really is bad.
Oh no. Yeah, plush.
What?
Swiss just said, oh no, plush is. Oh no, is plush. Get out of there.
Oh yeah, I can't get out of here is the problem. Or I would be long gone by now.
I'd take you if I could.
Yeah. But no, United States is on big, big problems, and they're not going to stop having problems until somebody speaks up about it, which is going to be our main problem today.
Which is another thing that I want to say. If you live in Texas and you have any sort of amount of empathy at all,
Please.
protest the shit out of it.
Yeah.
Protest the shit out of it.
Yeah.
Because Go ahead.
Okay, there is a petition open on with donating and stuff like that. It's like that the Twitter thing has on it. If you want to go look at it, the person that it's on the thread on the Twitter tweet I sent you. But there's a petition open, and if people can go and sign that petition, it may help more than not doing anything, you know?
Yeah.
hang on, I'm gonna put the link to the petition in chat.
Yeah.
Because honestly, like, I cannot put into words how fucking disgusting and idiotic the kind of people who go out of their way to do this kind of shit.
To kids who can't do anything
Yeah.
left. really, really sucks.
It kind of low key, high key needs to be changed.
And I'm sorry, guys, that this is going to be a serious stream, but it needs to be talked about when it's not talked about.
Yeah,
Honestly, I don't apologize.
I don't apologize either. The only
Shit like
people
this
I'm apologizing
needs-
for are people that are being made understandably uncomfortable for certain reasons.
Okay, the
Like,
organization that this link goes to is called equalitytexas.org, and it's an organization that you can donate to that is fighting laws like this in Texas, and I put the link in chat.
oh heck yeah. Can you put it in the group chat as well? If you
Oh
haven't
yeah,
already, at least.
let me copy paste just really quick.
Yep.
It was in the original thread of the one you sent me as well, near the
Oh,
bottom.
neat.
Yeah, it's near the bottom, but it's still in there.
Yeah.
Because I remember I read all about it on the thread. I was looking at it all on the thread.
But like I said, if you currently live in Texas and if there is any possible way you can safely, or if you are willing to risk what you will, protest. Protest this decision. Because stuff doesn't change unless people get hurt.
And that sucks. Especially for kids, because it sucks when people don't. It takes until somebody is hurt for things to change, but that's how it is.
Well, the thing is, the only way that any kind of change, meaningful change, happens in this country and in the rest of the world is when people start talking about it.
And it hasn't been talked about enough yet.
Which
Yeah.
is why we talk.
It hasn't. It's since it's not being covered by the media. We, as a small podcast, are trying to talk about it with the
Yeah.
limited.
We,
stuff.
as a small podcast on the Twitch,
Yeah.
Oh, ouch. Yeah.
And if we can change something, we will.
All the
Because-
little things matter, by the way. Like, all of them. So
any
the-
single thing that you can do to help this cause is something.
yeah.
And that's the
'Cause-
biggest thing.
Because
Even
what
just
we
talking
really
about
don't want is that one small thing not happening and that being the reason why it doesn't happen at all.
Yeah.
Like that
Well,
that
that's the
could be
thing. It's
something
like-
that happens.
What a lot of people don't see is that they think that the only thing they can do for causes like this is financial. And it isn't. You can literally talk about it. You can post about it on your pages. You can share the link that I just sent in chat. And it will let other people know what's going on. You can talk about it to your friends. You can donate financially. You can go and put a sign up on the street corner.
Yeah. Anything helps in situations like these. Because when the media doesn't cover something, the people have to.
And the thing is, not a lot of people knew about what police officers were doing back in 2020 during the Black Lives Matter protests because news media was both doctoring the footage that got uploaded to social media to make the protesters look bad, but also they were just straight up not reporting the things that the cops were doing.
And so people did. And that's how we figured it out. And that was and like sure a lot of people still don't know what happened, but because of it some people do, and that helped a lot of people.
The thing about it is, we live in a country that actively lets its police force commit war crimes with absolutely zero consequence.
And that
Without
also
that
needs to change.
In case nobody knows what the hell I'm talking about, back in 2020 during the Black Lives Matter protests after the death of George Floyd, police officers were intercepting the protests and they were using tear gas. And in
Oh,
case
what?
nobody was aware, the use of tear gas constitutes the label of chemical warfare, and chemical warfare is against the Geneva Convention.
Yeah. Hey,
War
Necro, I
crimes.
need you to come back downstairs.
What?
Hmm.
Oh, we're on the
Oh,
server.
Minecraft. Yeah. What the heck? Just randomly be like, Necro, I need you to come downstairs. I was about to be like, what? Are you two in the same house or something?
It's the equivalent of Necro, get to the chopper.
I,
Where's my
it,
access
it's
now?
real quick.
What?
Just stand outside.
Trying to
at the
figure out where I
over
should
there
go
with
next.
me,
I need to go to the City of Tears.
City of Tears, you mean Texas?
Sadly.
That was a shitty joke.
It was still funny
Yeah.
to me.
It's fine.
Comedy equals tragedy plus time. It just depends how much time passes.
Ah! Listen,
I'm
we all know
dying
my
so
humor's
much.
broken.
Oh, and I've seen that happens.
Yeah, somebody can say the word bread and you would start laughing.
Bread.
Bread.
Hey,
I was waiting for it that time too, damn.
Moon,
I was trying not to just because
you
of
go.
that.
Moon.
Yeah.
Low.
Lure.
Low.
As serious topic also as lure.
That's just because
Look,
I
we need
mentioned my
some
broken
in this-
humor.
in this.
You need some
Silly.
humor. Humor is a great coping mechanism.
Oh, for sure. And Necro, you don't have enough of it. That's right. Call out post.
Oh, no.
This entire thing is a call-out post to two entire governments, so I think...
Fair point. We just
Oh,
have a pinch
three.
of.
I mentioned Alabama.
Oh yeah, you did.
I don't know what's happening in Alabama actually.
Yeah, me neither.
Neither do I.
Surprise, unsurprisingly.
Alabama is just an overall shit show.
Yeah, that's fair actually.
Unsurprising. Everywhere is, isn't
We
it?
can never, like, it seems like there's never going to be a time where the government's actually going to do something for the people. But there may be, and that's what we're fighting for.
Yeah.
We live in a time where nothing truly gets done, like I said, until enough people make enough noise, which is why I say donate to organizations that are able to make a lot of noise very quickly and then make a lot of noise yourself.
Don't just donate and be quiet. Donate and be loud.
Pan Convention. Hello.
Hi,
How are you
Panday.
doing,
It's
Pan
been
Convention?
ages. How are you doing?
Hi.
You come in at the time where we're talking about like the most serious thing we possibly can.
That
just
is
as
a
a
good
grouping.
thing because we
It
need
is.
everybody
We need
here.
everyone. Yeah, we need everyone. I just find it amusing. I have a broken sense of humor. We all know this.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know what ending I'm going for in this game.
You went for the Dragon Ball Z ending, judging by how you're flying.
Well, no, it's just faster. I want your 60 bucks.
It reminds me of the flight animations in Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. I'm gonna see if I can find a gif of it to show.
Valid. I got grub song where if I have soul when I'm
Oh,
hurt.
they've been here for a while. I'm looking
Oh,
at the chat
You're just
history.
working on a project that you may have already know. Yeah, that's fair actually. It's just been a while since I've like properly seen you say anything. But I'm glad to
Wait.
have you here.
As we were saying, we need people to donate. We need people to actually understand problems when media does not cover it.
Yeah.
Because if nobody understands the problems, nothing is going to get fixed.
That is valid, Panday. But yeah, what I'm really over here just like, yeah, what plus you said.
Yeah, what they said. What he said.
Yeah, because I'm in here too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fuck,
this is a lot of what he said, honestly.
to think I called ye friends.
Look.
Well, Necro has an
I've
excuse to
been
not really
putting
know
stuff
about
onto
this.
Well,
Necro has an
Look.
excuse to not know because he's old. No,
Yeah,
that's not it.
Necro has an excuse to not know because he's British, you fucking idiots.
And even then, I still know like a decent deal about it.
Yeah.
'cause I
Because we
tried
don't shut up
looking
about
for
it.
the word.
Look, I don't know how, but we became a group of political people.
Yeah. Well, I've
Oops,
always been
all
somewhat
politics.
Became. I was about to say.
surprised.
Became a group. I was very clear about that. Not just you being all political by yourself. I meant as a group.
That's fair.
Well, no, the thing about it is like what a lot of people don't understand is that some gay people are like the most tech savvy people, the most politically savvy people possibly ever. Why?
sweet.
Because we were forced to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
And if we weren't, we didn't have rights because we had to get online, do what we can to protect the rights that we have. Because Stonewall happened years ago and we're still fighting.
God, I mean, I don't remember Stonewall. I wasn't there. Let me be clear. But
I don't know what it is either, unfortunately.
You don't know what Stonewall is?
No.
all right, education time. I got this.
Education time.
Yeah, listen, I don't keep up with much of anything, guys. I've said
So-
this. I live under various rocks.
Stonewall was a bar. Oh, Pan. The context of the discussion topic is we're talking about the anti-trans executive order that just got thinged in Texas.
Hi, Mr. B. My only caution, you don't want to
Not
put
everyone
everyone
is
in
part
a
of
box.
right-leaning parties. Don't typify the extreme. Let me be clear. Do I think that there are conservatives capable of being good people? Yes. Have I met one? No.
It's possible. Conservatives can be good people. However, yeah, what Dalton said.
Mr. B, let me be clear. I don't think.
Have I?
You have.
I don't know of anyone, like, personally. I don't pay attention. No,
if you don't
Mr.
think
B.
I'm a good person,
No,
let me
Mr.
be
B,
clear.
you're chill.
I've never seen good person. I've never seen you until this stream. I'm
Yeah,
gonna be
that's
completely
a
honest.
fair point. Dalton hasn't. I didn't know. That's my thing. I don't keep up with this kind of stuff, so I'm not even looking for it.
The reason we're talking about it is because it's not being covered by the media.
Yeah.
The fact that I'm saying is that the right in America specifically has basically sacrificed the concept of nuance, where they've dipped so far into the extreme that the majority of that party is now the extreme.
Which is unfortunate.
I don't want to. I'm not looping the people who are actually decent in with them, but I'm sorry to say it. If you choose to associate yourself with them, you need to rethink something.
They have done some stuff that cannot be forgiven.
You can say that you do not go to any party in particular and have your values as they are, and that's fine. But associating with the American right is associating with people who take away people's human rights for fun. It's essentially the thing of lie down with dogs and get up with fleas. That's all I'm going to say to you about that, Mr. B. Again, I don't think you're a bad person. Again, I don't know you.
We're just saying stuff because we need.
But that's
stuff to be
untrue.
said.
I would like you to explain why that's untrue. I would like you to explain. I never thought I would get into a debate with somebody in chat on a Twitch stream, but here we are.
Me neither, but it's going to be interesting. I quite enjoy
This is true.
seeing everyone's perspective on things, and this is a big chance to do so.
Yeah.
Especially with what's been happening.
There's more than one right leaning. Sir? Or madam? Whatever your
It's
gender
sir,
is?
I think. I don't know for sure.
Well, the name has Mr.
Yeah, the name is Mr., so I'm going
Okay.
to assume.
Sir. There's more than one right-leaning political party. I'm going to assume that you are from the US. When I say the right, when I say conservatives, I speak of the United States of America's Republican Party. You are trying to accuse me of generalizing, when I have made it very clear when I've talked about political topics in the past, I refer to the Republican Party. You're a libertarian. That's amazing, honestly. Some libertarians I've talked to are insanely great people. However, I could personally care less. My thing is, your labels, what you advocate for. That's what I'm thinking. The reason why I say conservatives, the reason why I say right wingers, I refer to the Republican Party of the United States of America specifically as that because, one, it's language that people who are into politics will understand. And I'm not talking about into politics as you are, because a lot of people in the United States, for better or worse, do not know what the term libertarian means.
I
I
don't.
unfortunately am one of those.
I use the term right wing because it is what the US is divided into. Whether you like it or not, Mr. B, the United States is divided on two lines, and it is gonna stay that way for quite some time. And it's been happening for years. You are a libertarian. I support some very libertarian ideals. However, I say the word right wing and I say the word right in reference to the Republicans because that is what people understand. I am not trying to generalize every single right wing leaning party. I understand that not every single right winger is out to take my rights as a gay person. However, to put it in language that people understand, I have to generalize because unfortunately, America has a very generalized political system. So, no tea, no shade to you, but I kind of know what the hell I'm talking about on this one.
Yeah.
Am I not even-
Pro human rights. Awesome. I know that. They don't, but I'm glad you said it. The Libertarian Party is focused on pro-social and pro-human rights.
Okay. That's good.
If that is what it is, then heck yeah.
So, what I'm coming to hear is that you don't have issue with the things I've said, you just have issue with the labels I've used. Is that what you're saying, or do you actually have issue with the things that I've said? I'm genuinely curious. So your only qualm was my labels. Well, I've explained that now. I refer, and for future reference, mark my words down. Any single time that I refer to the right or right wing, I speak of the American United States of America Republican Party. And let that be written in the annals of history forever and ever.
Yeah.
So, libertarians, as long as you don't advocate for some fuck shit, you're cool with me. But if you advocate for some fuck shit, I'll give you the same amount of shit that I do the Republicans.
Dang nabbit,
And I
need
will
this
try
thing
to say
be back.
Republicans more often when I'm speaking of this type of thing to where people don't get confused like you did. But if I say right wing, just know that I mean that. We cool?
I hope so.
Yeah. I'm hoping we're good.
Yeah.
There are big things that need to be said, and we're saying them. Sorry, we're not being more.
Yeah.
How do you say it?
It's
Fucking
specific,
word.
right?
Thank you. I can't say the word.
It's fine.
Sorry, we're not being more Pacific Ocean.
I
We're
should
just
do I
incredibly
have that?
salty.
I'm sorry. My sense of humor is so broken.
Partially due to me.
Oh, for sure. Definitely due to you.
Oh, yeah,
I
definitely.
don't think there's a joke of yours that I haven't laughed at other than bread, but that was on purpose.
Because you were trying not to laugh.
I was trying not to.
Hey, Moon.
What?
Wet.
What is it, Necro?
Hello.
Welcome to the bread bank.
Y'all over here
So
talking about the
bread.
difference of left and right while I'm over here not knowing what northbound means. Oh boy.
Northbound means you're heading north. I don't understand. What? Wait, okay, stop. Left and right on political spectrums is a very hard thing to understand, and I completely get that. The word northbound simply just means you're going north. What the hell?
I'm sorry. I feel like I shouldn't be
Um,
laughing, but it's highly amusing.
That does remind me, as something to like lighten the tension a bit, I was in
Yeah.
a play called Northbound.
Yeah?
It was in this little community theater in my town called Postmark. We renovated an abandoned post office and we turned it into a community theater.
Oh, that's
Um,
awesome.
What happened was, it was a play about the Southern diaspora that happened in the 30s. And if you don't know what that is, it means Southern people in the 1930s started moving north because there were no jobs, because that was the Great Depression.
I wonder if
And the
those
thing
people
about
became better people.
who knows, but I played the son of one of the main characters of the play, and I was one of the main characters of the play.
Oh, nice.
And basically it was this whole thing. I played the son of the family that was moving up to the place, and the entire play takes place on a bus. Like, there's a tiny scene in the beginning where we're at the bus terminal waiting to get on, but the rest of the play takes place on a bus.
That's super interesting, actually.
And the bus is on its way to Ohio, because that's where most of the people were moving at the time.
Ow.
Yeah.
So, the thing about the play was that basically it was this kind of, I don't want to say spy thriller, but spy thriller, where we were on this bus and there were these two Italian guys moving to a state that doesn't exist. Yeah, the conspiracy theory about false Ohio.
Ohio
It's
is
like
no
Australia,
longer
it doesn't
real, apparently.
exist.
Yeah, it burned away.
Fire turned into the 1980s fire.
What was I saying? Oh yeah. So we're on the bus and there are these like two Italian guys, and the character who is supposed to be my little sister thinks that the Italian guys are part of some mafia because they're from Chicago.
That's
And so
amazing, Harley.
they're on the bus because they're trying to. Jesus Christ, Pan.
I just saw what he said. I'm very sorry, but I could not help it. As most things go with me.
But
No!
anyway, no, yeah. So the character who's my little sister in the play, she thinks that the Italian guys are part of the mafia because they're from Chicago and they're Italian and they're wearing suits and they're talking to each other. But
Talking to each other?
they were talking to each other in Italian, which made her like suspicious. The character's like 8,
Aww.
so I think she was 8 and I was 15 in the play.
Hello,
Hi,
Mr.
people.
Swiss.
Hello, Swiss. You've been here for a while. I don't know who you're saying hi to. I imagine Mr.
Probably
B and Pan.
Yeah, maybe those two. Mr. B, have you just been like a lurker for most of my streams? I'm very
Yeah,
curious.
I've
actually.
never seen you. Because I said that I haven't met a right winger who hasn't tried to take my rights, and you were like, well, if you don't think I'm a good person, I'm like, honey, I don't know you. I've never seen you in my life before today.
I find it really funny that you call everyone honey. Like I don't
It's
know.
a southern thing.
It's
It's a
thing.
southern thing. Plushie can vouch for me on that. It's a southern thing.
Yeah, I had to get out of the habit of doing so because I call everybody honey and sweet pie.
Valid though.
Sweet pie. I've never heard that. I've heard sweetie pie. I've never heard sweet
No,
pie.
sweet pie is my family's version of sweetie pie.
Interesting.
Because sweet pie was for because they thought sweetie pie was too female.
Valid.
Yeah. Gender neutral version of sweetie pie. I get you.
Ow!
So
Treat
They
everyone
called
like a
it
skinwalker. Possible.
Treat everyone like a skinwalker. I love that.
No, I hate the primal ass bits. Ow! Stop it.
Can we talk about the fucking unit that is this knight?
Oh, this one here that I'm playing?
No,
Oh.
the big chungy boys.
Oh, those yeah. Wide.
They're so chunky. Now I just realized that happened to where you couldn't jump to avoid attacks.
What?
They put that thing
Yeah.
above you to where you couldn't jump to avoid attacks
I mean, I
anymore.
could.
That sucked.
If I wanted to, but I don't need to. They're so easy. If only that
Imagine
blew up
if you
the
had
other
died second after you said that.
one. That would have been really
they're
funny.
too easy.
So, could you get an upgrade later on that makes sure Big Dash hurt people?
It already does. You just have to get close
so
enough.
it really is just it really is just Hollow Knight the Dragon Ball ending.
It's not part of an ending, or it partially is. Oh, I don't have the yell, the shriek. I don't have the epic poggers spell.
The epic Pogger spell.
It's my favorite spell, so I might as well give it the best name. I do have the die faster charm on, by the way.
Quick, Ron, we have to do the spell that Voldemort taught me. You don't mean. I do. The epic Pogger spell. It's the most powerful spell known to the wizarding race, Ron.
Charm Notch, bug. Taking the epic poggers potion at 3 a.m. gone wrong.
Gone wrong.
Police called.
Taking an epic Poggers potion at 5 a.m. gone wrong, gone sexual. You won't believe
Doing
your
that is extreme. I don't know
Oh,
when,
here's
but
here's the run faster charm.
Go. Wait, is that faster but faster?
Yeah. No, this is yeah.
It's go faster but faster.
Yeah. No, this is simply the go faster charm. I don't have go faster but dash. I don't have the
faster
Sans
but
charm on me. I'm sorry. I know where to go and get it from, but I do not have it currently. I'm gonna go fight a little dude. Y'all wanna watch? Wait.
I like how we took a break from the whole topic. Like,
Let's talk about this game.
let's talk about the game that they're playing. You know, guys, let's talk about this game. Like, it's Pog.
I just wanted to
We
get
just
down
paused
faster,
it.
so I used a 33 points of soul.
Also,
Celeste when
killing some
someone
cows were brick.
sees her, and so she must run. I know where you are, hacker. What? Get back here!
I like how when anything goes wrong in a game, the both of you turn into gremlins.
Turn to one.
Ow!
Gremlins?
Get back here, you
Let's
hacker!
talk about how
No!
Silk Song has become a cultural myth like the entirety of the Harry Potter shit. What the hell is Silk Song?
Okay,
That's the
so that's
song
the
in,
sequel to Hollow Knight.
So what? Hollow Knight has a sequel?
Eventually. It like kind of does, but it doesn't exist yet. There was like a
So is
demo
it like
for it.
Half-Life 3?
Sadly.
Anyways, Necro, come over to me.
Oh, where are we right now?
I'm gonna take too
Down
many hits and I'm gonna die.
Okay, I need to make a thing.
You
for
seem
this
to have a
happen.
habit
Ow!
of doing that.
Okay. I'm considering whether or not I should only.
Why did you land directly on that spike?
No!
I
No!
want
My,
you to go
my
get-
die
so
faster
we need to
charm!
get dirt so we can do this.
Dang it.
Do you have any food?
Okay, well the die
Yeah.
faster charm broke, so I'm gonna put on the attack
Wait.
longer charm.
I was gonna go cook it, but
Die faster but faster.
we need dirt, okay? Because I want to.
If I mix
Yeah.
fragile strength
So this is just showing how
and
much dirt we need.
Okay. Let me just cook
and Mark of Pride, you get to die faster but better, charge, essentially.
Can I redeem a hydrant?
What?
Alright, let's see. Dalton, do you have anything else you want to talk about?
No, I've kind of said all I needed to say on the political topics.
Valid?
Okay.
We can just
I'm
go
debating.
to casual talking. Oh, wait, no. Necro's debating. What are you debating about?
No, I was just gonna say I was debating whether or not I should just like, because I'm gonna stream tomorrow, right? But I'm debating whether or not I should stream tonight as well, since it's getting close to 3 a.m.
You should.
How do I redeem hydrates? I would like to do that.
Oh no. You're gonna make me drink water?
You press the little tiny little
Little
Oh
bubble?
wait, I see.
bottom?
I see.
Yeah.
I can see now. And at last I see the light.
Why
just
are
says
your
get
arms
started.
so long?
Bubbles.
I've just been accumulating channel points from watching your stream.
What do I even do with the channel? But it just says get started. What do I get started with?
Just click
yes,
it, and it lets you redeem them to make
okay.
do stuff.
I
Hydrated.
have 1.4k.
I have 2.5k.
Alright, that's 2 sippies.
Topic idea: recognition for digital artists among the artist community.
Digital artists, I
but
think,
you
get
know,
the most
uh,
attention.
People are using pit crews as darn what are they called?
NFTs?
Yeah, NFTs.
Oh,
What the heck?
no. I saw
They're
that.
stealing people's art and using them for NFTs.
Oh, what the fuck?
I'm
I
offended
mean,
at that.
that's been a thing of NFTs since the beginning.
Yeah.
I don't want to break that to you, but
It sucks.
that's a fundamental flaw with NFTs. It got so bad that DeviantArt had to come up with a new algorithm within 2 days because so many people were reporting their art being stolen as NFTs.
Yeah, it
It's
sucks.
really hurting the artist community.
Yeah.
Also, just so we're clear, anybody in the chat who supports NFTs or does them, screw you in particular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, no. Talk in chat. I want to see you.
I'm curious.
Talk in chat, I want to see you.
I
Just so we
want-
can ban you from the stream.
No, I want to know why you think it's a good idea. I want
Yeah.
your
I can already
opinion.
tell you why they. I can
Oh,
already tell you why
sorry.
they think it's a good idea.
They're going to bring up the blockchain.
No, I can tell you why they think it's a good idea.
Well,
It's a fucking get-rich-quick scheme.
Isn't the same thing with crypto?
Yes, it's exactly the same thing. NFTs are a cryptocurrency.
It would really suck if your art was stolen as an NFT. It really would. I don't
Yeah.
think my art can be stolen as an NFT just because of how it's made. The style isn't fitting for any NFTs. It's not a finished style. It's very sketchy. It's always unfinished
I was
art.
about to say, your style isn't good for NFTs
It's
because
not.
NFTs they're low effort. They just want to copy paste the same design over and over again, so they can make easy money.
Yeah.
yeah.
But what I was
most of what
saying
happens
was,
with
The
your
way I
art
do
is
em-
using it as my
like the way I
PFP. Yeah.
do commissions for emotes would sadly could be used for NFTs.
I see people
And that
who
is a
are
sad
I
thing.
see people on DeviantArt who have some of the coolest drawings I've ever seen, and they are saying that their art is being stolen for NFTs. Their art does not look like it would be good to be made for specifically NFTs. However, if stolen, I could see why. Unfortunately, I
Yeah.
despise them currently. Like, I despise what's being done with them.
It's hurting the artist community that's already going downhill.
We're already
it's hurting the
struggling.
fucking
We don't.
environment.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's also hurting the environment as well. Which I think that's talked about a lot, and and that's a good thing it's talked about a lot. But we're also not talking about the harm that it's doing to artists.
The harm.
Okay, shut the fuck up.
Dang, Dabbit, I'm
Okay,
like
the
one.
artist community is having a hard time already before the thing. Like, living as an artist was already hard before NFTs were a thing, and NFTs are making it harder.
Yeah.
and
They
it
are.
sucks
That's not even funny.
It is
They are.
not.
because I've been hearing in my school kids kids saying, "Hey, I could do decent art. I should probably start making NFTs."
Gosh.
No, because here's the thing.
Whoops.
What's happening to all of these NFT people, and it's finally coming around. It's finally like the scam of it is being revealed.
Yeah.
What these people do is that they're putting all their money into these NFTs, and then the server who's hosting the NFTs are basically taking all of the money, taking all of the resources, and dipping.
Yeah.
The scam of these is clear. It's a
Oh.
get rich quick scheme because what you do is
No!
you trick people into buying these JPEGs for thousands upon thousands of dollars. And then you, after they've paid you, you
Yeah.
just
That's
shut
right,
down the
Panday.
server that you used to host it.
Yeah, what Panday said in the chat is the thing about profit off making art is that it isn't sorry, I can't read apparently. Is that it isn't that reliable of an income source if you don't have something to back it up with, per se, a full-time job. Yeah.
Well, that's why a lot of digital artists also turn to things like Patreon.
Yeah.
Because with Patreon support, you do have a steady stream of income, but you can also do things like commissions, which is why if you're good enough, people urge you to go to places like Fiverr and Patreon because people look to hire people off of Fiverr for like multiple time events. For example, the artist known as JK5201 on DeviantArt has gotten a good chunk of my money because he does such good work with Kamen Rider Photoshops. And the thing is, Fiverr is a good way to connect with these kinds of artists because it's a platform that is designed for professionals. It is a platform that is basically like Indeed, but from the other end, where it's essentially you see what you're looking for, like you see the kind of person you're needing to hire, and you hire them. The thing is, with artists, the difficult part comes with exposure. To make it in any single art industry, you need exposure. But the problem is you cannot be paid in exposure. So you have to get exposure to get paid, but to get paid, you need more exposure. Which is why you go to places like Patreon, which is why you go to places like Fiverr, because it helps you get income streams at a more constant level, while you can also make money from your professional work and also doing commissions.
Yeah, that's why if you see somebody on like Instagram or Twitter or or like TikToks showing their art and they say go to my Patreon to see more, that's why they're doing that is to get exposure. So they can live off.
And it's really the same kind of thing with. I can't believe I'm about to bring this up. It's the same kind of thing with OnlyFans.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
man.
no, 100%.
No, no! Spikes! I hate them!
Also, why are you let's be honest. OnlyFans was like literally on the horizon this whole topic.
Yeah, true. So,
Wait, hold up, what?
Come on! We're
shut
talking
up,
about
Mitchell.
income sources.
The
We're
incomes
we're
of things
talking
like
about
that is
art.
fairly inconsistent. You never know whether or not you'll make money because you never know what people want, or the next trend is going to be. So you can make money off of it if you have passion for it. But you really shouldn't put all your eggs into one basket and make art your full-time job. Well, I gotta disagree. Because, like, for some people, yes, making art can never be a full-time job. That's just not an option for some.
Yeah.
Some people, their reach is so low. But the thing is, if you have the reach and you have, like, supporters on Patreon are the best example of this, like I'm saying again. Because you don't know the biggest trend. But that's why people do commissions. Because it doesn't matter what the trend is. The trend is whatever that person is paying you to do. But there's also Patreon, which is a steady stream of income from multiple people every month. And yeah, Patreon has flaws. I'm never going to say it doesn't. However, the thing with Patreon is that it's a guaranteed source of income depending on how many patrons you have. And then you also have things like just generally getting hired for other projects because people see your art online and on Patreon and see that you have all these supporters and followers, and you get hired for professional things. For example, Amanda
Oh,
Lee
just like
from
people use
YouTube.
like
God
um.
damn.
Sorry. Continue. Sorry, my brain is good. Continue.
For example, I think it's pronounced Amelie, but it's Amanda Lee on YouTube. I remember I used to only see, or Nate Wants to Battle, even for example. I used to listen to their covers of different songs all the time, and I used to listen to their collaborations together. Now they're professional voice actors doing like anime dubs and like things like Luck and Logic and doing like full scale theme songs for actual anime projects, and they're getting professional work. You have to start somewhere. But when you get into the position to where you have enough reach and you have enough support and you have things like Patreon and you have like
I actually
your
have
resume out
an
there,
example.
then you can make art your full-time job. It is possible. You don't need to you shouldn't discriminate people from making art their full-time job just because you personally think that it's putting all of your eggs in one basket. Because if your passion is making you money, then that's what you need to be doing as a job. Because if you love your work, you'll never work a day in your life, and that's what I always say.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing with me, it's the same thing as telling me that I shouldn't be living in New York right now going to college to study musical theater because that's putting all of my eggs in one basket. I acknowledge that I'm going to have an in-between job every now and again. But when I get to the point where my career as a music theater person is making me money, or my career as an actor is making me money, and I can stop having those in-between jobs, I'm not going to do a fucking in-between job. Because I know damn well that I'm not going to do a 9 to 5 full-time either. Because if I have to do that, I'm gonna blow my brains out. I'm gonna be clear with you, Chief. Because that's the thing about artists. We don't want to do the whole 9 to 5 shtick. We
Yeah.
understand that we're probably going to have to just to make money in between. But if we ever get to the point where we can stop that, do you understand how quickly we're going to do that?
We're gonna drop
Yeah.
it like
It's why I'm doing all
like
this even
it was yesterday's
partially.
dinner.
Yes.
I don't want to have a
That's
job.
the
I
whole
want to
thing with
have
streamers.
this.
Also, they're doing what they love. They are
Yes.
commentating and all that.
That's
Example.
why streaming and YouTube work has become such a popular thing because it's allowing people to pursue passions. It's not just a means of making money, it's a means to get a community interested in a thing that you love. It's a way to get a job doing your passion and a way to make money off of it and a way to get other people into your passion. And there is no better feeling than that.
Than
And
having
honest to God,
somebody.
if you think there is, I'm going to call you a liar. Like, that's.
Yeah. Like an example was, let's do a popular example. Corpse Husband was
No!
was a
Right.
person who just read stories.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I watch this
And
videos often.
because he loved horror stories, he would do it for fun, and now he gets to voice act in animes.
Wait, Corpse Husband got an anime gig?
He is a villain in an anime.
Oh heck yeah, that's
Dude.
awesome.
And the first episode came out not long ago. I'll stream it for y'all. It's amazing. I'm planning on watching it myself.
Okay. Send me that anime. I've got to
Well,
see
we
that.
can watch it after stream.
We'll keep
Sure.
talking. However, I am done playing. We'll like finish up.
Okay.
Okay.
I might move on to streaming something
Fair.
actually.
We'll like keep
Would we
talking about
like
it, but
to
we'll
just-
transition
yeah.
it
Would
on.
we like to end about 20 minutes early?
I'm not sure. I'm not
we can
sure
end now.
what I should stream. I'm not sure what I should stream though.
Hey,
what
we
do you guys
still
think I
have
should
we
stream?
still have to do that darn SCP thing.
Do you want to do that now?
We can go do that now.
Okay, sure.
The other two can still be here if they want.
Yeah.
We
Okay,
can
wait.
leave.
Let me just like get some stuff set up, and then you can like
Yeah.
exchange it over to my stream if you want. Then we
Yeah.
can continue having the
Huh,
talking.
Necro Raid.
Yeah,
Okay, let me
Necro
just-
Raid.
get everything set up.
Yeah, I'll raid you when you start.
Should I restart my computer real quick?
Yeah,
Okay.
probably because last time he had like 200 ping.
200 ping. Oh
It's not
god.
I had 7 ping and this boy had 200.
That sounds so awful.
I don't like the lowest possible resolution.
Nice.
I'll be right back.
My man pulling out an entire Google Doc to prove their point. I'm reading DMs sent by
Also,
few
if
people.
y'all, I could see if y'all could join, because I'll just have to start up the SCP group thing again.
Exposure, yeah, but exposure is a very hard thing to get if you're just starting out as a digital creator. Sure, if you make a steady profit off it, great, but the thing is, it's very hard to get to the point of not having. Buddy, I'm not saying you're wrong.
We're
That's
not.
the thing. You're arguing with me, but I never once said you were wrong. But I'm saying do not discourage people from following their passions for the sake of your personal opinions of economics. Because if somebody wants to follow their passion and put into it like whole hog and they want to do everything they can, that person is going to be successful somewhere. The thing is, it comes with work. And yeah, you're correct. It's not a good idea to, when you're just starting off, go into it full speed. But that's why a lot of these digital artists, if you notice, they're starting younger.
Yeah.
Like, Moon, how old are you?
I will not disclose specifically, but I am a minor and I am above 14.
I'll disclose me, because my family is full of streamers, and some are even younger than me. Like, I'm
The thing
17.
is, with
and
passions in the arts, you have to start as early as you can because of exposure. But at the same time, any little bit of money, it's like what I said, any little bit of money counts. I'm not trying to argue, I'm just trying to discuss. My thing is, you keep bringing up the same points, and I keep telling you you're right, but you keep bringing them up again, which is why I'm saying you're trying to argue.
like, okay, example, I get commissioned a lot of times to do darn emojis for servers. Like, I get money for that.
Oh, nice.
And the thing is, what a lot of
because
people
of
don't
that-
understand. Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, because it took a long time. I've been on Discord for as long as I've known that Discord has existed, and that's like 2018, 2017. So it's been a while, and it took until like now for me to actually start getting a steady income. Like, I made a happy stim emoji not long ago because I got $20 for a commission, because somebody wanted a emoji expressing like an emoticon that they do. You know?
And the thing of that is, as well as my example, I'm currently a person who is trying to get into the business of musical theater. And I don't know if you noticed, that is one of the hardest industries to get into.
It is so hard.
Because my thing with that is, because my process, I can't just post myself on the internet and wait. I have to go to auditions, I have to make a resume, I have to hope that I get considered for the audition. I gotta go to the audition, do the audition, whatever that entails, which it's different every time. I gotta wait for them to see if they wanna tell me I'm good or not, and if they don't, oh well. After the audition, even if I did do good or if I did do bad, I gotta wait for them to call me back for the next set of auditions, and then I've got to do the same process at least 2 more times. I understand that in the beginning, I have to have a job. But what I think we're misunderstanding about each other is you're discouraging somebody from putting all of that passion toward the future. I can have a job and still pursue my passion with the money I make from that job and my passion. And I will eventually, or I won't, get to the point where I have enough money to go into my passion full time. How do you think YouTubers work? How do you think any career in the arts works? Yes, you have to have in between jobs. You're correct about that. Yes, in the beginning, the income is very, very inconsistent. But the thing is, I'm not saying that you're not gonna need an in between job. I am saying that in-between job can be used to further yourself in the industry you're going into. And you will eventually get to the point where you can make that money off of your passion. Jacksepticeye was currently in college at a halfway job trying to study to be a goddamn hotel manager, and last week he released a documentary about his life because he is the biggest Irish YouTuber in the goddamn world.
Which is really funny to me. I just never
I'm
thought.
not saying that you're wrong. I'm saying your mentality about it is.
The thing about studying in arts is that you have to know that sometime, like, you are most likely to fail. But that
Why do
doesn't
you think
mean,
they call it? Why do you think they call it starving artists?
yeah, we they s- we start a lot of times we starve to just reach ends meet.
Did you just say reach ends meet?
Yes,
Make ends meet.
Yeah.
reach ends meet, whatever.
Reach the point where you can make ends meet.
Yeah. And you cannot tell me that you haven't seen beginning streamers and how happy they are to have somebody raid them. You know? Like, have you seen how happy people are when they get exposure? It's because that means that they're getting closer to their dream. And that's why artists stay and do what they want to love, because without artists, we wouldn't have a lot of things that we have now. You know? Everybody else can talk now.
No, yeah, and you made a good point. It's like, yeah, without artists going whole hog into a passion saying it's this or the highway, we wouldn't have a lot of things that we do right now. Like,
Yeah.
imagine if imagine if somebody said that, God, what's a good example? Imagine if somebody
Thomas
said,
or darn what's his name? We have Hamilton, we have the person who invented the light bulb. We have all of those.
Hey,
If they didn't keep on trying,
Wait, what?
we're
they
talking
would
about
never get
passion stuff.
anywhere.
it's not that I'm not saying that it isn't hard to make it in the art industry. But I'm saying is pursue your passion. Because
Okay.
when it gets to the point where you can finally make that kind of money off of it, it will be the most rewarding feeling, and you will not feel like you have to work another day in your life. Because it will be doing something you genuinely love to do. Now, that isn't me saying, like my fucking stepdad says, where every single skill that you're good at, try to make money off of it and learn skills specifically for the purpose of making money. That's not what I'm saying at all. That's a fucking stupid mentality, and I want to strangle him every day because he kept saying that shit. But regardless,
I started my streaming now because, like, with that bit of hope, like, yeah, I can get somewhere before I have to get a job.
Yeah.
Because this is
Because
what
if
I
we
want
don't-
to be doing. I
Yeah.
would perish in a proper job setting.
Yeah, same, honestly.
If it's
that's
any
the
guess by
exact same
how
feeling.
hard of a time I have
I'm-
at public school, I think that
I am 100% okay going to a 9 to 5, and just like I'm one of those people that plan on having a 9 to 5 and then on the side doing commissions. Right?
yeah.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with not doing what I would love. But that doesn't mean I should discourage other people from pursuing what they love, you know? And a lot of people are passionate about what they love. Me as an example, Dalton as an example.
Dalton
and
is a
Moon as an example.
clear example. Clearer than me even.
Yeah. No, because Moon's streaming.
I'm doing it
You
right.
don't think they're doing this just for like
Shits and
shits and
giggles.
giggles?
But yeah, no. If it's anything by how much I streamed the week my parents were out doing funny boat things, I have places I want to go with this.
Yeah.
And because of that, you probably will.
Like I said, Pan, I'm not specifically like calling you out because there's a lot of people with this same mentality. And I'm not saying you're wrong. Like I said, I'm saying your mentality
I
is
put
misguided.
the anime in that Corpse Husband is voiced the
Ooh.
villain in for y'all.
Interesting.
Interesting.
It's on Funimation.
Okay. Hello.
Huh? What?
Hello. Sorry.
Okay, cool. Wait, why do you apologize?
Because I don't know.
I think by just how much y'all are talking, I'm trying to like let y'all finish, but I think with how much y'all are going, I'm just gonna like
We're
hit that
we're
2-hour
done.
mark. Oh, y'all done?
Cool.
I'm done at least.
You're done? Dalton,
just
do you have
gonna-
anything else?
I'm just getting
No,
my
nothing else for
screen
me to add.
All right, Necro, do you have anything?
set.
Are we
Should I
doing
make the
outro?
mo- should I
Are we
make the
doing outro?
movement for?
We should do
Should I
outro.
make the movement for when
Do
I'm
we wanna do the
talking
outro right now?
talky or vibing?
We can do the outro now.
Okay.
I'll start
Thank you
streaming.
everybody so much for watching The Agony of Moon. Follow Moon if you have not. Pan has something to add.
also-
Hi. Hello.
I'm
Also
sorry,
subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe, guys. Do what you can to support Moon.
Yeah.
because They're
Support-
amazing for allowing this podcast to be existing.
Y'all are
Yeah.
amazing for
Support-
being consistent enough for me to be able to make this.
Support Moon.
Well,
Support the podcast. Support the people of
Yeah.
Ukraine. Make a shit ton of noise about the stuff happening in Texas.
Yeah,
Follow Clashing Swords
um,
Productions on Twitch. That's mine. And
okay. I'm gonna put this in chat again
Yeah?
because
Oh,
actually,
wait,
Dalton,
hang
could
on.
you please put the donation thing in chat again?
Yeah, do that.
Mhm.
I'm also getting the Discord invite from my Discord.
Yes.
Nice.
I'm gonna put it in first
Go-
so that it does not
do all the
drown out
things
thing.
that you need to. Be good people. Don't cause any agony. That's our job.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
Moon podcast out.
it's out. Bye.
Yay!
Bye. Bye. Yep.
Bye, stream.
Bye.
Nice stream.
And day.